Hey everyone, I am at Half Price Books. You can't really see the sign there, but I am gonna go in and take a look around, and I thought I would bring you along with me and stick around to the end. If I buy anything, I will show you a haul of what I got there. All right. So when I can, when I'm not looking for something specific, I try to stick to the clearance section because I feel like Half Price books can sometimes be overpriced. So if I'm not looking for something specific, if I'm just in the mood to browse, I try to stick to the clearance section, but inevitably end up with a full cart that I then have to sort and decide what I really need. All right, I'm back in the car. I don't know how much I filmed when I was in there, but let's just say I didn't just stick to the clearance section. But I found some books for my kids for Christmas, so I'm excited about them, and I will show them to you soon. Okay, so I am back from Half Price Books, and so when I go to Half Price Books, I tend to go in, kind of stroll through the mystery section, then I check out the education section, then I hit up clearance, usually kids, sometimes adult, and then I check out the kids' history and science. And unless I'm looking for something else specific, I don't go to many of the other sections because I'm tempted to buy things. And I try to stick to clearance as much as possible, but then check out a few other things. And I try to also check Amazon and eBay prices too, but it just depends. Sometimes I just want the experience of shopping, browsing and buying and all of that. Tonight I did not go to the adult clearance because there were a lot of people in it. So anyway, I did really good in the clearance section, like sticking to the clearance section, and then I went to the kids' science and history section, and it's all right though, because most of it's Christmas gifts, right? Okay, so the first thing I got in clearance was this Jeffrey Brown book, Lucy and Andy Neanderthal. I'm pretty sure my daughter has read this, but I don't know if my son has. And I just thought this is something he would enjoy, you know, right now, kind of doing kind of early times in history and things like that. Plus, both my kids like Jeffrey Brown, so I thought for $2 that was worth picking up. Also, they had a bunch of their like Who HQ books on clearance. Now, they weren't like discounted a huge amount, but my kids really like the Who HQ books, so I actually called my daughter from the store and had her check which ones we had and didn't have. So I got Where is Stonehenge? Where is the Great Barrier Reef? I was pretty sure we had this, but she said we didn't, so fingers crossed. Who was Ronald Reagan? Who is Jeff Kinney? And what is the World Series? So this one was $1. I think the rest were about $2. Yeah. So I grabbed those. Then I saw this, and this has actually been on my list for a while. It's something I wanted to pick up. It's Evolution, the Story of Life on Earth, and it's a graphic novel. So that one was $4. I grabbed that. And then I got 2 YA novels for myself that I thought sounded really good. This one is $4. It's A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallero. And it says the last thing Jamie Watson wants is a rugby scholarship to Sherringford, a Connecticut prep school just an hour away from his estranged father. But that's not the only complication. Sherringford is also home to Charlotte Holmes, the famous detective's great-great-great-granddaughter, who has inherited not only Sherlock's genius, but also his volatile temperament. From everything Jamie has heard about Charlotte, it seems safer to admire her from afar. From the moment they meet, there's a tense energy between them, and they seem more destined to be rivals than anything else. But when a Sherringford student dies under suspicious circumstances, ripped straight from the most terrifying of the Sherlock Holmes stories, Jamie can no longer afford to keep his distance. Jamie and Charlotte are being framed for murder, and only Charlotte can clear their names. But danger is mounting, and nowhere is safe, and the only people they can trust are each other. Equal parts tender, thrilling, and hilarious, A Study in Charlotte is the first in a trilogy brimming with wit and edge-of-the-seat suspense. So, I like mysteries and I like history, so this sounded like a perfect fit for me. And then I grabbed this one called Verify, and I was just intrigued by the little synopsis I read. I'd never heard of it before. It says, Mary Beckley lives in a world without lies. When she turns on the news, she hears only the facts. When she swipes the pages of her online textbooks, she reads only the truth. And when she looks at the peaceful Chicago streets, she feels the pride everyone in the country feels about the era of unprecedented hope and prosperity over the government, over which the government presides. But when Mary's mother is killed, Mary suddenly has questions no one else seems to be asking. And when she tries to uncover her mother's state of mind in her last week, she finds herself drawn into a secret world full of facts she's never heard and a history she didn't know existed. Suddenly, Mary is faced with a choice between accepting the truth she has been taught or embracing a world the government doesn't want anyone to see, a world where words have the power to change the course of a country and where one wrong could get Mary killed. So I thought that sounded intriguing, and I got that for myself. All right, everything else is not from the clearance section. So I got this called Founding Fathers, The Shaping of America. Contains rare removable facsimile documents of historical importance. And my kids really love this kind of thing. So I showed it to my husband. He's like, did you really even have to ask? Yes, that they would love that. So it's got, let me see, pages like this where there are things in the pockets. So I think that, I know my kids will love this, and you know, this kind of goes along with a lot of things we're doing in school right now. So I think that will be really cool. This one has a lot in it. I don't want to take too much out because I don't want to mess it up before they get to look at it, but it seemed like everything was there from what I could tell. So I thought that looked very, very cool. All right, the next one, this is going to be for I think my son for Christmas, maybe a stocking stuffer, I'm not sure. He loves the Basher science books. And this is, and my kids also love flashcards of any kind. And this is a Basher Science Rocks and Minerals flashcards. So he will absolutely love these. So, all right, these next two things, I think, this one I know is gonna be for my daughter. The other one I'm not positive. So my daughter is very into historic battles and things like that. So I found this Horrible Histories, Terrible Trenches field book with fold-out flaps, booklets, letters, and more. And this is like right up her alley. So I think she will really like this. So this is going to be for her for Christmas, I'm pretty sure. All right, this next one, I'm not sure if it's going to go to my daughter for Christmas or my son because they both like the Revolutionary War, but this is Battle Box Revolutionary War with 13 pieces of war memorabilia. As far as I can tell, it's new inside. I opened it up and kind of checked to make sure everything was there. But it has this book, and then it has all these different this little flag and all kinds of little documents and things in here. There's a coin at the bottom. So one of my kids is getting that for Christmas. I will have to think on who. I guess whichever one's my favorite on that particular day. I'm just kidding. All right. And then the last two are for my son. It is the Book of Potentially Catastrophic Science, 50 Experiments for Daring Young Scientists, and the Book of Perfectly Perilous Math, 24 Death-Defying Challenges for Young Mathematicians. Both of these just like totally speak his language. He loves science and he loves math, and I thought these looked really cool. Now I think this one, you could get it for the exact same price on Amazon new, but this one looked like it was new, so I decided to go ahead and grab it. This one I don't think I could find on Amazon. I don't remember, but I think this looks really cool too. It's got all these little kind of challenges that you have to do, like survival type challenges, and you have to use math to figure them out. So those will be great for him. All right, so that is everything that I got at Half Price Books. It was kind of a nice night. It's hit or miss when I go there, especially like with the clearance stuff, what I'm gonna find. But tonight was definitely a good night. A good night for me, not as good of a night for my bank account, but at any rate, if you've read any of these and you want to tell me about them, liked or didn't like, let me know, and I will talk to you down in the comments.